have now joining the show, Jesse Schell. How are you doing, man?
Doing all right. How are you guys doing?
We're doing wonderful. I have to say, the name of your company, Schell Games, is genius. To use your last name and like the meaning on that, it's pretty good. So just a quick introduction. I'm Rojas. This is Next Level. We both have YouTube channels, and we review anything tech related within our channels. We also have a podcast, and we love to interview anybody out there that does anything also tech related. And yeah, it's fun stuff for us, and to have these connections and play games is a big for me. For me, it's a good de-stressor. So, what do you have for us today to talk about?
Oh man, so we've had a lot of focus on VR most recently. That's where we're really seeing a lot of the growth happening in the game industry. The two games we've really had a lot of success with. One of them has been our VR escape room game, I Expect You to Die, and so that's been done great for us and did really well over the holidays. And then more recently, we came out with Until You Fall, which is our sword fighting VR game, kind of a sword fighting roguelike, which has been doing really, really well.
That's awesome. So with these products, with the VR, which VR services do you need to use?
So we're pretty much on just about everything. The most popular has been the Quest. Man, the Quest 2 platform is taken off like a rocket. The sheer number of people who are buying that system, using that system is incredible, and we're blown away with how powerful it is for given the low cost of the system for the players. $299 or $399. It's pretty incredible. But we have both games on that. We also have them on PlayStation VR and also on PC VR for Rift or for Vive.
Nice. On the PlayStation, is it on PS4, PS5?
So it's PSVR, which is supported on both 4 and 5.
Cool. That's awesome. I love. I'm not gonna lie. I love escape rooms. Escape rooms are super cool. Me and the wife have done a couple when we were COVID free.
Sure.
So now we got to get a little bit creative, So
the funny thing, I've talked to a few escape room owners, and they're so frustrated because if you want to do something out in the world, an escape room is actually probably the safest possible thing to do, because it's you and the people you came with in like a room where you're by yourself. So I'm not that I'm saying run out in the world and go do escape rooms, but it is kind of funny that's one of those guys. I feel bad for people running those businesses because they've taken a terrible hit. But virtual escape rooms, you can do them at home. It's one of the real strengths of VR right now. I think it's really helped VR take off, is that people are so trapped inside, and they want to do something where they can kind of feel like they're kind of getting outside the four walls of their house, and VR is a great way to do that.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome stuff. I noticed on your website that one of the genres is educational. It was funny. My son came to me this morning because he's in school, but he's home, and he's like, my task today is to build a sandwich inside of Minecraft. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's schoolwork. I don't really understand. It's something to do with coding or something. I don't know. I'm like, as long as you get your schoolwork done, I guess. Maybe you're just trying to trick me so you can stay on the laptop. Not really sure. But can you tell me a little bit more about your educational aspect and maybe how it's evolved with the current lockdowns that are in place around the world as well, too?
Yeah, sure. No, as a studio, so Schell Games is an interesting studio. We have about 130 people. We're typically working on about 8 games at a time. And we tend to have 4 lines of business. We do home entertainment games. We do stuff for theme parks and museums. We do health games, and we do educational games. And so some of the educational stuff we've done recently has also been in VR. We created a game called HoloLab Champions, which is a chemistry lab. Imagine a chemistry lab game show where like you win the game show by being really good at the way that you combine chemicals and initiate reactions. So that was a super fun one. And another one that we did in VR is a thing called History Maker VR, where it's less of a game and more of a creativity studio where you go in and you get to become historical figures. You get to become Sacagawea, or you get to become Abraham Lincoln. So figures from American history. And suddenly you're on a stage and you're in a TV studio, and we're tracking your head, we're tracking your hands, we do inverse kinematics, and now you can make videos of yourself as this historical figure making speeches. You can even upload them and they go onto like a little teleprompter for you. So it's designed to kind of be used, for history classes and things, so that you can kind of make speeches and as these historical figures. So it's part of what's fascinating. The thing we always look at when we're creating stuff for VR is really all about the body. People think about it as a technology for the eyes, but it's not. It's a technology all about bringing your body into a computer simulation. And so we're always looking at what are the things we can do that are going to really involve your body. So when we thought about education, part of the reason we went to chemistry labs is because it's such a physical activity. The act of understanding, how much to kind of tip and tilt and fill fluids, the business of like there's a graduated cylinder and you've got to have your head level with the, with the line. So you got to bring your head down, right? I can't do that on a computer screen in any normal way. But because your body's in there, I can actually do these things. So you can, even the business of scooping. I know it sounds silly, but to be able to get the right amount in the scoop and to kind of get like, let me just get half a microgram out on the scoop, it takes practice, and you can practice those things in VR. So our focus is always like, what's stuff that uses the body? That's, for example, Until You Fall, our sword fighting game. It's just sword fighting is such an engaging way to like bring your body into a simulation.
That's super cool. Okay. Yeah, it's a lot of information. That's some great stuff there. If anybody wants to find them, I guess your website is schellgames.com, right?
Yeah, that's right. SCHELL games.com. Yeah, we've got all our games listed there, definitely. For a lot of our stuff, you can, if you're downloading games on Steam, you can certainly find stuff on Steam or on the other stores. But yep, if you go to schellgames.com, you can find everything that we've been doing.
Awesome. Well, thank you for stopping by. We really, truly appreciate you, and we'll be sure that we make sure our subscribers can find you guys. All right.
Great.
Awesome. Thank you. You have a good one.
All right. Thanks.
See ya.